How are you? Happy Thursday, happy July 2nd. I'm having a little bit of a video moment here. I was just over if you're in the Summer of Success group, you saw me over there, and I've got some things that I have been rolling around in my head over the past couple days that I wanted to share with you, and I kind of wanted to wait till I got up here and got settled to do it, and then of course find a space that I could do that. And so I wanted to share with you some stuff that I've gotten a little bit more clear on, that I've gotten I don't know, maybe just feel better in my head, and hopefully that will help you feel better in your head and in your business and in your life as well. And if you noticed yesterday, I posted a graphic that said recommit to 2020 and recommit to you. And I want you to notice I didn't say recommit in 2020 or recommit to a program or to blah, blah. I said recommit to 2020, to this year, and recommit to you. So it's not a let's get back on track, or let's find our mojo again, or trying to find something that existed before. No, I want to be really clear about that. We're not trying to find something that existed before. Much like our life's not going back to what it was before, we're not going to try to find the energy and the mojo and the momentum that we had the first 6 months of the year. We're going to create something different, and we're going to do that by recommitting to 2020. Not recommitting in 2020, by recommitting to this year. Here's the deal. It's July 2nd. Yesterday was July 1st. That's the reason why I posted that graphic yesterday, July 1st. It's July 2nd. We literally have the entire second half of this year to create and do, to become and learn and grow whatever we want that to be. We have the opportunity right now to make the second half of 2020 whatever we want it to be. Or we could choose to sit over here and wish that we could go back to normal, which was not working, y'all. We're not good. That we need to let that go. Just like June sort of disappeared, that's gone too. That's gone too. And what we have the opportunity to do now is this new creation, this new momentum, this new mojo, this new commitment to the kind of year that you want to have. So as I was thinking about it, I was writing some notes down, of course, as one does. I was writing my notes down, and I want to talk to you about what I talked to you about a couple weeks ago when I talked about how I loved going live in our team page. And I really believe that the months that the world was, shutting down and we were experiencing so much change, that me being live in the team page was super necessary at that point in time. Yeah, we needed to have some clarity and some direction. We need to all be on the same page. But then, as I've shared with you, I feel like I kind of created some coaches who might have depended on me to rally them. And really, this business is all about rallying yourself, because the first person that we help in this business is ourselves. And then we help others, and then we help others help others. And I started thinking about this idea of being codependent and being interdependent, and what we want to be, what we want to create on this team in Sparta Nation, this team culture, is the culture of being interdependent, and that we support each other, we want to be around each other, we choose to be around each other, because, and I just use this example on the Summer of Success group, we are that weird species of people that if you shut us in a room with Elise or Joel or Shalene or Jericho or any of them, you shut us all in a room, locked the door, and said, oh, you thought that workout was going to be 30 minutes, to actually be 2 hours, we would all be like, yes, let's go. Like, we are that weird species of people that think that we get each other. We get each other. And we want to be connected to each other because we choose that. We choose that. We want to be around each other. We support each other. We lift each other up. And we want to be connected to each other because we know, first and foremost, our actions affect each other. Our energy affects each other. Have you ever been around, I know you have, because we all have as humans, just people in your life who you feel like the energy is just being like sucked out of you, like the positivity and the joy is just being like sort of sucked out of you, and you kind of look up and go, what the heck is going on right now? Like Jesse keeps saying, what's happening right now? And that's how I feel like when you get around those people, you're like, what's happening right now? Yes, there's a lot of stuff in this world that needs to be changed. And yes, there's a lot of stuff that needs to be worked on, but man, we live in a world of great possibility and great potential and a lot of awesomeness. And you get around those people that kind of suck that energy out of you. And then you get around the people who give you the life, who give you the support, who give you the kick in the ass when you need it, who give you the push and the challenge, and they encourage you to dream big and have big vision and have big goals, and you choose to be around them. That is being interdependent. And I'm afraid that while we very much needed those Facebook Lives and that clarity and that direction then, I believe to continue the daily stuff and the daily rah-rah stuff would be creating a team that's codependent rather than interdependent. And you are all CEOs of multi-million-dollar businesses. You are. And I want us to be interdependent. I want us to choose to want to be together, to choose to want to be with each other. That's the team culture that we want. And we can create that together starting right now, starting July 1st, July 2nd. For the rest of this year, we get to recommit to creating something really special on this team, this new Sparta Nation, this evolved Sparta Nation, taking our experiences from the past 6 months and before then and bringing them into the second half to make a better year, to create the year, the business, the team, the family, the human that we want to be. We have that opportunity to do that right now. Should we choose to do that? Yes, we can choose to see the negativity. We could choose to be on social media and see the negativity, or we could choose to liberally and frequently use the unfollow button. It's a beautiful thing, friends. If you're not using it on the regular, use it. We could choose to immerse ourselves in news with conflicting information and not knowing what's happening, or we could choose to find a couple news sources we trust, get the data that we need to make informed choices. We could choose to watch, I always use The Bachelor as my example. I don't know why. We could choose to watch The Bachelor. Is it even on anymore? I don't even know. We could choose to watch The Bachelor instead of watching a video or reading a book or something that actually helps us grow as a human. All of those choices are ours. We could choose to step away from the team. We could choose to have to rely on someone else to fortify our goals and dreams, or we could choose to rally ourselves. We could choose to be interdependent. We can choose to want to be here. We get to create the next 6 months on purpose with intention. And I want you to take just a moment and think, wow, 6 months. And then I want you to think about how fast the last 6 months went. Because they were like, whew, literally, it was like sand through a sieve. They went. But that's what's going to happen with the next 6 months. That's how time works. It passes anyway, whether there's a pandemic, whether there's social issues, whether schools are shut down. Time passes. This day will be gone at the end of it, and we don't get it back. And we get to choose every single day if we're going to rally ourselves and be interdependent and create the team that pushes us towards the life that we want to have. We get to make that choice every day. So I'm asking you if you are ready to recommit to 2020, not recommit in 2020. I'm asking if you're ready to recommit to this year that is, and what you're going to do with the next 6 months to create the business, the life, the human that you want to create. Because just like the first 6 months went, here we are, and we're going to get to December 31st, and you're either going to look back at this moment, July 2nd. I don't know what time it is where you are, but in Wisconsin, it is 2:45 p.m. Central Standard Time. You're going to look back at this moment and go, that was the moment I decided to actually take charge, take ownership, and step into the business and the life that I want to create. Or I listened to Julie, and that was cute, and then I just went about, did nothing. You get to choose. We each get to choose. We can either continue to eat the quarantine snacks, or we can dial back in to our nutrition. We can either continue to bitch and moan about how we aren't getting the results that we want with our program, or we can dial it back in. We can either complain about how our attitude's off, we don't have momentum, we don't have mojo, blah, 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 which is annoying, or we can actually dive into following some books, some podcasts, some videos, this team, and create the attitude and mindset that we want. It is a choice for every single one of us. Every single one of us. And, a few months ago, we decided to put top 10 on our vision board. And it's interesting because you have to think about what top 10 means. What does that mean? Does that validate us as a team? Does it validate us as a human? What does top 10 really mean? And hold on, I'm going to shut this window a little bit because I think they're working on the house next door to us. Can you guys hear that noise behind me? I feel like it's distracting. Maybe it's just me. It's just distracting to me. And when we put that goal on our list, when I put that on our vision board, which by the way, I'm still wearing my bracelet, even though we're ranked 25 right now. I'm still wearing my bracelet. And when we put that on there's some thought like, what does that even mean? What does top 10 even mean? What does that mean to us? Does that mean, well, we're only worth something if you take it back even one, does that mean we're only valid as a coach or as a human if we hit Success Club? Does that mean we're only valid as a coach or as a human if we're advancing rank or if we hit top 10? No, and I want to tell you a little story about that. So I want you to listen very closely to this. And if your teammates aren't on here, I need you to tag them because I want you to listen closely to this story. So last year, we got to October 2019, and we had a huge gap between where we were as a team and where we needed to be as a team to hit elite 10 times. And as you know, we were a 9-time elite team. There's only one other team in the network that has been a 9-time elite team. As you know, there's only one other team in the network that has been a 10-time elite team. And we were sitting in October 2019, and here's where we were, and here's where we needed to be, and the gap was pretty big. And what was interesting was the few months before that, I had been saying to myself, and I want you to listen closely, this is super important, because I think some of you say this too. So when I share these stories, you have to know that in 12 years, there's nothing you can go through. I don't care what the outside circumstances look like. There's nothing you can go through right up here that I haven't been through in some way. And I started to tell myself, you know what? 9 times, that's really amazing. And just like Tom Brady, they can't take all those Super Bowl wins away from him, even though he may not ever win another one again. 9-time elite, man, that's really amazing. And then I started to get a little defensive. And I was like, you know what? 10-time elite, that does not define me as a human being. And being a 10-time elite coach has no bearing on the fact that I've changed my life and changed my children's life. And I started to get defensive about it. I started to put up excuses about that. I started to say, well, that elite has no bearing on my worth as an individual. I'm still a worthwhile individual, and that does not determine what kind of person I am. And blah, 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 blah. And let me tell you what was happening right there. Number one, being elite, hitting Success Club, rank advancing, does not determine your worth and value as a human being. That is absolutely correct. You have worth and value as a human being just simply because you are here on this earth. But being elite and hitting Success Club and rank advancing means I'm creating on purpose the life I want to create for my family. And by coming up with this BS story around, you know what? That does not determine my value. And it's okay if we don't hit it. And all that other just bleh that was in my head holding me back because I was so nervous and scared and frustrated and fearful and all the things that we get when we get in our head too much. I was crafting this story about how elite didn't really affect me, and it didn't mean I was less valuable or more valuable as a human being, and da-da-da-da. And it took me like a minute to go, whoa, 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 whoa. I know that, and you know that. Hitting Success Club, rank advancing, hitting elite, all of those pieces They don't mean we're more or less valuable as a human, but they do mean that I'm creating the business that creates the life I want to create. Period. Hitting Success Club, bringing customers and coaches into your business, rank advancing your business, hitting elite, that means you're creating the life that you want to create. It does not mean you are less or more valuable as a human. And that's where women get caught up. We start to go, well, I'm not doing, because that just means that I'm only valuable to the team if I'm hitting Success Club or I'm a rank. No. When you don't do those things, when we don't do those things, when I almost let myself off the hook back in October, what I was doing was letting myself down and letting my team down and letting my family down, who I had said, I'm here to create the life that we want to create. And by giving up and starting to put some weird story around it, all I was doing was modeling for my daughters and modeling for my team the fear and insecurities that I was feeling and creating some excuse around why we weren't going to hit elite. And then in October, I decided that was incorrect. And I made a shift. And here's what was so interesting about that. I got I got messages from veteran coaches who would say to me, what is your killer invite script? All of a sudden you're recruiting coaches and you're recruiting challengers and your business is just it's back and you're in flow and you're taking off and what is your killer invite script and what are you saying to people? I think you're missing the point. It's not what I'm saying to anybody else. It's what I started saying to myself. It was what I started saying to myself. I started reading the right books that I needed to change my mindset. I started journaling. I started meditating. Then I changed the conversation that was happening in my head. I didn't have a killer invite script. I didn't change the conversation I was having with other coaches. I changed the conversation that I was having with me. And I reminded myself that that's correct. Success Club and rank advancement and elite do not determine my worth and value as a human being, but they absolutely are metrics in a business that determine if I'm creating the life I want to create for my family. And how dare I let them down? How dare I let them down? I've told them. That's why I've told them from the beginning. I'm building this business to create memories and experiences and opportunities for my family. Told them from the beginning that. I bet you have too. I would say 99% of the women on this team have said that too. I'm building this business for my family. And what happens when we get caught up in our head and tell ourselves a story that really is based in fear and insecurity, tell ourselves, well, that does not determine my worth and value, and this other BS stuff that happens in our head, we're letting our family down. Because we told them we were here to create the life that we wanted to create for them. We're letting them down. So the next time you find yourself, you know what, Success Club, that's not that important. That does not determine my value as a human. You know what, getting to Diamond, you know what, that does not determine my value as a human. The next time you find yourself saying that because you're scared and maybe you don't want to do the work, and by the work I mean the internal work, because it has nothing to do with the killer invite script. It has to do with what you're saying in your head, the script in your head. The next time you find yourself saying that, instead I want you to turn to your family and go, you know what, actually, you know when I told you I wanted to create that really amazing, beautiful life for us, and I wanted to create opportunities and memories for you. What I meant was I only wanted to do that when it was convenient. I didn't actually want to do the work behind it. I want you to say that to them and see how that feels, because that's what I was thinking. It took me a little bit to get there. Well, I'm here to shorten your learning curve. It took me a little bit in 2019 to get there. I don't want you to wait that long. Let's start in July, shall we? Instead of waiting till October and trying to do a lot in 3 months, we have 6 months now. So what story are you telling yourself? And what is the reason? What is the why behind why you're building this business? What do you want from this business? And what you want and what I want are going to be different, and that's okay. That's the beauty of being an entrepreneur and owning your own business and being the CEO of your multi-million-dollar business. For me, it has always been, hands down, no question, it is my North Star. I'm going to create opportunities and experiences and memories for my children that would never happen if it were not for this business. Okay, so the minute I let myself off the hook for that, the minute I say, Success Club's not important, or rank advancement's not important, or elite's not important, what I'm saying to them is, you're not important. You can come through. What I'm saying is you're not important, because I said I was going to build this business for you. And if I give up on that, I'm also giving up on what I said to them. I'm also not holding up my word to them. So you really have to look at these next 6 months and go, okay, what is it that I want? What do you want from your business and your life? Because whatever it is that you want in your life, you can create that with this business if you make that decision. And it has nothing to do with a killer invite script, has everything to do with the conversation you're having in your head, period. And I'm telling you that because I've lived it. I have lived it. And I didn't live it 12 years ago when I started it. I lived it 6 months ago. Did I also live it 12 years ago? Yes. And probably 5 years ago and 6 months ago. Like, it is a constant evolution and growth. But the beautiful thing about having a coach that's been through a lot of that in 12 years is you can't go through anything that I haven't been through, probably, because I've been doing it so long. So my job is to shorten your learning curve. My job is not to rally you to hit Success Club, rank advance, or hit elite. You should want to do that because your dreams and goals are so big and you know that those metrics lead you to those goals. Elite does not determine my value as a person. It is non-negotiable and not a problem. But what elite does is determine the kind of life I build for my family. What Success Club does is determine the life I build for my family. What rank advancement does, what challengers do, what bringing people on does, is determine the life I build for my family, because I get to put this incredible opportunity in the lives of as many people that I want to put in, as many people as I want to invite. But what I don't get to do is act like it doesn't matter or craft some crappy BS story around, I can't, that just determines my worth and my value. I'm not about that. That's just a BS story. That's just a BS story. I'm telling you that because I've told myself that story. So I know what it is. It's fear. It's insecurity. It's lack of direction. It's just, there's a lot wrapped up in it. And when you get to the root of why you started this business and you come back to that over and over and over again, when you find yourself letting yourself off the hook, I want you to go to that root of your business and try telling them, actually, you just don't matter enough for me to hit Success Club this month, or rank advance, or go for elite, or any of those things that you told them. So think about this. When I started this business, I just wanted to buy my Nikes. That's all I wanted to do. I just wanted to buy my Nike tennis shoes. And then as I got into it, I thought, I actually can take my family to Disney with this business. I think I can take my family to Disney. And there were a lot of years that we were able to go to Disney because my parents had a house in Florida. And then when my dad passed away, my mom did the thing that you're never supposed to do after something like that happens, and she sold the house in Florida. And we had a few years that we didn't go to Florida and we didn't go to Disney. My daughters call those the dark ages. And our only vacation was coming up here to Wisconsin. It's our only vacation all year. But when we came up here to Wisconsin, we were staying at my in-laws' house. Now, we're very fortunate that my in-laws have had a home up here. My mother-in-law and her family, they've had a home up here probably, she's 80, so probably like 100 plus years. And my husband's been coming up to Wisconsin for the, in July, his entire life. We've been coming up here a lot, and it's a beautiful, amazing space. But during those years that we were not able to go to Florida or go to Disney or do anything else, our only vacation was coming up here to Wisconsin and staying with my in-laws. Now, I don't know how great of a relationship you have with your in-laws, but I don't think it really matters, because when you're staying in someone else's space, it's just inconvenient. It's not your space. It's not your vacation. My only vacation was I was staying with my in-laws in this cottage in Fontana, Wisconsin. And no matter how grateful I was that they had that place and we could go there, it was still, I was in someone else's space. And I just wanted to take my family to Disney. And that's the goal that I set for my business. And I remember going down, this is before electronic banking, and I remember going down to the bank with my check and taking that last little bit out of the special Disney savings account that I had started and sending it to our travel agent to secure our Disney trip that I had paid for with this business. My girls don't care or know if any of that had to do with Success Club or Diamond or Elite. But every single one of those metrics led to me going down to the bank, taking that money out of that Disney savings account and handing it over to my travel agent and taking my family to Disney with the business that I started. Every single one of those metrics. What if I would have let any of that get in my head, or let my own self hold myself back and said, well, Success Club, or Rank Advance Elite, that doesn't determine my worth. But I told my family, I want to create opportunities, experiences, and memories for us with this business. And I took that money out of that Disney savings account. I handed it to my travel agent. We went to Disney from this business. And they don't really care if I was Elite or what rank I was or if I hit Success Club, but every single one of those metrics added up to me making that deposit and taking my family to Disney. So what we have an opportunity to do right now is recommit to 2020. We have an opportunity to ask yourself, what do you want in your life? What do you want in your business? What do you want your business to do for your life? Because I think so many of us want that, what I said, that I want to create opportunities and memories and experiences. I wanted to, when my girl said I want to go to college in New York City, to be able to say yes. Do you know what created that? Success Club, Rank Advancement, and Elite. Period. Those metrics connect directly to me saying I wanted to create opportunities, experiences, and memories for my family. Period. So I'm going to ask you, as you recommit to 2020, a couple things. Number one, I want you to focus on interdependence, that we're not relying on each other to rally ourselves to do the things we know we need to do to build a business, but we are relying on each other for inspiration and energy and positivity that we can only get here. Interdependence. I'm going to ask you to recommit to the tangible pieces of your business that tie into the reason why you started this business. Success Club, Rank Advancement, and any of the rungs on the leadership ladder, on the road to Elite that you are going after. I'm going to ask you to recommit to those. I'm asking you to recommit to the kind of year that you want to have. And please do not tell me any BS stories about how life is hard. It's hard for everyone. It's hard for everyone. Our 28-year-old cousin just got diagnosed with COVID. She's down the road here in Wisconsin dealing with COVID. And you think in your mind, well, she'll be fine. Do you know? No. It is hard for everyone. Everyone has something. We have a teammate right now, Jamin Nelson, going through cancer treatment. Are you kidding me? Come on, y'all. Life's hard in pieces for everyone if you decide that it is. Or life is amazing. And this business is an incredible catalyst to an amazing life if you decide that it is. But you can't rely on me to decide that for you. That's you. That's part of recommitting to that interdependence of rallying ourselves and cheering on our teammates and not just showing up in the team page on Thursday to go, look what I did, but showing up to your business, to your teammates, to this team, this 12-year team, that without this team, you don't have a team. To showing up for your team, Sparta Nation, and your team within that team, and your goals and your visions. I'm asking you to recommit to the kind of year that you choose to have, not the kind of year that just happens to you because you know it's July 2nd. Where'd the first 6 months go? Because we all been inside for most of it. You thought it was the longest time ever. Well, it's gone. It will fly. It will trickle through your fingers like sand. We're going to be staring down 2020 from the backside of it before we know it. What are you going to do with it? What are you going to recommit to do with this year? What do you want in your life? What kind of life do you want to live? What kind of human do you want to become? And recommit to that. Recommit to 2020, to this rest of the year that you have an opportunity to recommit to. And most importantly, recommit to you. Recommit to you. The kind of person, the kind of woman, the kind of spouse, the kind of parent, the kind of coach, the kind of human being on this planet that you want to be. Recommit to that. Recommit to that. Because you know you're worth it. Because you know your value, your inherent worth and value, not dependent on Success Club or rank advancement or elite, but because you're a human on this earth and you have value. And then using those metrics in this business to create the life that you want to create because you're capable of doing it, because of your worth and your value. Recommit to 2020. Recommit to you and who you want to become and who this business can sort of uncover it for yourself, uncover it for you. And what's interesting is I was thinking about this yesterday when you wake up on the first day of the month and it says Success Club 0 in there. And there are two kinds of coaches. There's a coach that goes, let's go. Who can I serve today? Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. And there's a coach that goes, crap. Well, is this the month I don't make it? We get to choose which kind of coach we are. What happens when one of your coaches goes inactive and you find yourself dropping rank? Are you the coach that goes, all right, baby, who's out there that I can help that was ready to grow this team with me? Or are you like, well, of course I dropped rank again. Of course I did. Of course. What kind of coach are you? What kind of person you are? Because the kind of coach you are reflects the kind of human you are. Period. But it also is such a beautiful opportunity to become the human you want to be. I challenge you to find another business that is a personal growth journey wrapped up in an income opportunity. I can't think of one, and this is one. Are you looking at Success Club 0, excited for the people that you will help this month? Are you looking at your team excited for the people you will bring onto it? Are you looking at the next 6 months excited for what you will create with it? That's the opportunity that we have. So I'm asking you to recommit. Own your business. Step into it. Own your personal growth. Own your fitness. Own your nutrition. Don't depend on me or Carl or a trainer or anyone to get the results that you want. And know that every single metric in this business adds up to the life that you want to create. Every single experience you have in this life comes from the mindset and the conversation that's happening in your head. Every single one. Recommit to 2020. Not recommit in, recommit to this year. Into the year that you want to have, the business that you want to have, the life that you want to have. And most importantly, recommit to you because you're worth it. Because you're worth it. We can do amazing things in the next 6 months. If you are here to rally together, to be better together. I look forward to the journey with you. I look forward to the next 6 months. I think it's going to be amazing, mostly because I'm choosing that. And I hope you do too.